It begins with a decision that feels almost insignificant. One evening, you've skipped dinner. No dramatic reason, no crisis, just a quiet choice. You tell yourself it's harmless, maybe even healthy. But inside your body, something immediate happens. Your biology notices. For years, your organs have moved in rhythm with predictable meals. Hormones rise and fall like clockwork. Enzymes prepare for digestion before food even arrives. Your metabolism expects nourishment at a certain hour. And suddenly, nothing comes. A silent message spreads through your bloodstream. Energy intake has changed. While your conscious mind feels calm and in control, your body shifts into a state humans have known for thousands of years. Adaptive alertness. Not panic, not danger. Curiosity. An ancient survival mode waking quietly beneath modern habits. Night 1. The whisper of hunger. As evening deepens, hunger appears, not as pain, but as a whisper. Your stomach contracts gently. Memories of taste and routine surface. The brain begins replaying familiar rituals, the comfort of eating, the emotional closure of the day. This is important. You are not only resisting calories, you are confronting conditioning. Dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, dips slightly because a learned expectation was not fulfilled. Much of what feels like hunger is actually memory. Years of repetition teaching your brain that night equals food. Yet, beneath that psychological discomfort, your body calmly activates backup systems designed for scarcity. Evolution never assumed humans would eat constantly. It prepared us to function without certainty. Midnight. The metabolic shift begins. Around midnight, insulin levels fall. Without incoming food, your body turns inward, drawing energy from glycogen, stored glucose kept in the liver. This is your internal battery, quietly powering you through the night. Your metabolism begins changing direction. Instead of storing energy, it starts releasing it. Scientists call this metabolic flexibility, the ability to switch fuel sources efficiently, a skill modern eating patterns often weaken. You may feel slightly restless or colder than usual, but at the cellular level, something remarkable is happening. Your system is relearning independence. Day 2. The body gets smarter. As glycogen stores decrease, your body doesn't panic. It adapts. Fat cells begin releasing fatty acids into circulation. Energy is no longer coming from recent meals, but from stored reserves accumulated over months or years. Your metabolism remembers its original purpose: flexibility, not dependence. Psychologically, this stage can feel challenging. Irritability or anxiety may appear, not because you are in danger, but because routines are breaking. Meanwhile, growth hormone rises, sometimes dramatically. This hormone protects muscle tissue, promotes repair, and encourages fat utilization. Instead of weakening, your body is shifting towards preservation and efficiency. Hunger begins teaching a surprising lesson. Discomfort is not always damage. Sometimes it is transition. Day 3. Hunger changes meaning. By the third day, something curious happens. Physical hunger begins blending with psychological craving. You start asking a powerful question. Am I truly hungry or just used to eating? Neuroscience shows that hunger often follows timing cues rather than biological necessity. Your brain expects food because it learned to expect it, not because survival demands it. Now, ketones begin to appear. Produced from fat in the liver, ketones provide an alternative fuel for the brain. At first, energy may feel unstable, but soon, many people notice something unexpected: mental clarity. Ketones burn steadily, without the rapid spikes and crashes associated with sugar metabolism. Inflammation decreases, focus sharpens. Your brain switches from short bursts of energy to a calmer, more consistent flame. Day 4. Cellular renewal. Around the fourth day, one of the most profound processes begins accelerating: autophagy. This is cellular self-cleaning. Damaged proteins and dysfunctional components are broken down and recycled. Cells remove debris accumulated through stress, aging, and environmental exposure. This discovery was so significant it earned the Nobel Prize in Physiology in 2016. Your body is not merely surviving without dinner, It is repairing itself. Thoughts feel clearer, emotional reactions soften. Many describe a calm focus, not excitement, but stability. Your biology is turning challenge into renewal. Day 5. Rest for modern organs. By day 5, adaptation replaces resistance. Digestive organs, especially the pancreas and liver, experience something rare in modern life: rest. Insulin demand drops, inflammatory signals quiet. Energy once spent on constant digestion becomes available for repair. You may notice reduced bloating, steadier energy, even improved sleep. Without late-night digestion raising body temperature, melatonin rises more naturally. Sleep deepens. Morning wakefulness feels lighter. Your circadian rhythm begins aligning again with natural light and darkness, the rhythm humans evolved with long before electric lighting and midnight snacks. Day 6 and 7. Alignment. By the end of the first week, skipping dinner no longer feels like deprivation. It feels normal. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, adjusts to your new schedule. Hunger waves shrink dramatically. Inside your cells, mitochondria, tiny energy producers, begin multiplying. More mitochondria mean improved endurance, sharper cognition, and greater metabolic efficiency. Your body is quietly upgrading its energy system. You are no longer running on constant intake. You are running on adaptability. Days 8 to 10. Metabolic healing. Insulin stabilizes at lower levels. Cells become more sensitive to it, meaning less hormone is required to manage blood sugar. Energy flows more smoothly, without dramatic crashes. Fat metabolism becomes efficient through lipolysis, the breakdown of stored fat into usable fuel. Meanwhile, your gut microbiome benefits from longer rest periods. Bacteria rebalance, inflammation decreases, digestion becomes calmer and more efficient. 70% of immune activity lives in the gut. As balance returns there, overall resilience improves. Days 11 to 13. Mental clarity. Now the changes become psychological. Your brain, fueled partially by ketones, produces higher levels of BDNF, a protein linked to neuron growth and repair. Focus improves, emotional stability increases. Many people describe a surprising peace around food. Hunger stops feeling like an emergency. It becomes information. You begin recognizing how often eating was emotional rather than physical, a response to boredom, stress, or habit. Trust grows. You realize your body is not fragile. It is adaptive, intelligent, and patient. Day 14. The real transformation. 2 weeks pass. You skip dinner 14 times, a small decision repeated quietly. Science confirms what your experience suggests. Insulin sensitivity improves, inflammation decreases, metabolic flexibility strengthens, brain energy stabilizes, sleep often improves. But the greatest change isn't physical, it's awareness. You learn that constant eating isn't required for stability, that hunger is not an enemy, that rest, even from food, can be nourishment. This isn't about permanent restriction. It's a reset, a reminder that the human body was designed for cycles: eating and resting, activity and recovery, abundance and pause. And sometimes the deepest healing doesn't come from adding more, but from allowing space.